The simplest thing in the world would be to refer to Hellbound as the latest Squid Game. After all, they're both South Korean dramas that deal with horrific instances and are both Netflix mega smashes. But this Monday, it was revealed that Hellbound had topped ratings in 80 countries within 24 hours of its premiere, and it surpassed Squid Game as the platform's most watched show. But I guess the score here really goes to the South Koreans. I mean, back-to-back blockbusters within just a couple of months? Now that's what you call film magnificence. The similarities are, of course, valid. Squid Game was such a game changer, not only in firmly establishing Korean dramas in the mainstream, but also in highlighting the popularity of series that were not in English. That is what was always going to swallow up the next item that came up. Remember how, for years after the show's debut, every female-led comedy was dubbed the new Fleabag? This is similar, but that humans are meeting their end in unimaginably horrific ways. However, I fervently hope that Hellbound can avoid such superficial analogies. It only deserves to stand on its own 2 feet, but it's also good. I mean, ridiculously good. Squid Game is superior, but we can all agree that Hellbound, in its own supernatural way, is even better than most things. If you haven't seen Hellbound yet, stop everything and watch it now. And if you've already binged it just a week after its release, then let us explain to you that unexpected twist and ending of the streaming giant's latest global phenomenon. But of course, before any of that, let me warn you first to watch out for all the spoilers along the way, because we will be spilling the juiciest details of the season's finale. And of course, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to be updated with our videos. Let's roll! The premise of Hellbound doesn't give justice to its name. It isn't Hellbound, it's heavenly wonderful. Out of the blue, people are visited by an eerie face that materializes in front of them and told the time and date of their imminent end. And then, just like clockwork, 3 hulking great CGI brutes burst in from another dimension and pulverize that person in a beatdown that results in full-body incineration. Considering the dubious visual effects that followed its first trailer, Netflix Hellbound turned out far better than it deserved. Based on their webtoon, The Hell, the series writer Choi Kook-soo and Train to Busan director Young-jae managed to overcome any reservations about its dodgy CG angels and demons, or executors, to deliver an addictive 6 episodes that raise some thought-provoking questions about justice of both the cosmic and earthbound variety. If you've seen the finale, then you may have some questions of your own about what just happened. Not unlike the character who shouts, "The message is too complicated for me to understand. What the heck are you trying to tell me?" Hellbound's magnificent, out-of-this-world, and well-glorified storyline might have been its hook to a global audience, but it keeps the twist coming until the very end. Since the plot has introduced a newborn baby as a sinner, we might have all wondered if the K-drama series will go ahead and hurt an innocent child. In the finale, we get to find out, but it also ends with a twist. If you went into the first episode of Hellbound believing that this show was actually going to show a baby getting destroyed by monsters, then you weren't alone. The candidness of this Netflix series is noteworthy, and I wasn't sure where they would draw the line. In the end, it was at hurting a baby. In Hellbound Season 1, Episode 6, the agents of the New Truth Society scramble but ultimately fail to prevent the public from finding out about So-hyun and Young-jae and newborn baby Toughie being bound for hell. Meanwhile, Deacon Yuji is arrested for beating up an old man who speaks out against the New Truth Society, which loses influence in light of recent events that disprove their dogmas. So, while So-hyun and Young-jae die in Toughie's place, Soto organization leader Min Hee-jin gets in a cab and escapes to safety with baby Toughie. Hellbound also ends with Park Jungja's body, around which a sacred site has been built by the New Truth Society, returning to life in a burst of hellfire. Now, So-hyun is initially intended to escape the loss of her baby, but at the last minute, she decides against standing passively by. She dives in front of one of the incoming demon monsters, scooping her baby away from its brutal clutches. She, her husband Young-jae, and lawyer Min Hee-jin manage to fight the 3 monsters off for a bit as Kim Dong-wook's neighbor bear witness with their eyes and smartphones, demonstrating that it is possible to fight back against the supernatural phenomenon rather than to accept the most gruesome of fates. As the episode ends, a body that lost at the hands of the monsters suddenly comes back to life, which we believe was Park Jungja. The finale of Hellbound leaves viewers with a question. Why would the bodies regenerate and bring people back? What are the monsters doing and what are they a part of? I guess we'll have to wait for a potential season 2 for answers. Hellbound ended in a very satisfying manner, but it also leaves behind more questions than it answers. Not surprisingly, Hellbound has risen to rival the success and popularity of even Netflix Squid Game, which means that Hellbound Season 2 is likely to be underway. This is especially true considering how Hellbound Season 1 ended with not just unanswered questions, but also several cliffhangers. What happens to those burned by Hellbound's demons? Hellbound does not present a concrete explanation for why certain people receive decrees or the origins of the otherworldly creatures who carry out these decrees. The New Truth Society, founded on Chairman Young-jae's well-crafted lies, describes the phenomenon as works of an all-powerful being. However, as Professor Young-jae argues, the supernatural happenings in Hellbound occur at random, and there is no evidence to support the New Truth's assertions that the events are the all-powerful being's way of punishing sinners on Earth. Apart from the fact that they are the same shape and size as the Hulk from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not much is known about the unstoppable creatures who arrive out of nowhere and carry out Hellbound's terrifying decrees. How and why did Park Jungja come back to life? The world has never seen a live broadcast of a supernatural event before Park Jungjae's end was ordered. Park Jungjae's fiery resurrection at the location of her protest in the finale could potentially contradict the New Truth Society's principles. However, depending on what happens to Young-jae or what she discloses about her experience before returning to Earth, her homecoming could give the New Truth Society with much needed leverage. Furthermore, if Park Jungja survives the trauma, it is possible that the others who were similarly executed, such as Chairman Jung Jin-soo, would return for Hellbound Season 2. How did baby Toughie survive Hellbound's demons? In a surprising twist that rivals My Name and Squid Game's own revelations, newborn infant Toughie survives the decree when his parents sacrifice themselves by hiding Toughie from the demons with their bodies. While it is unknown how this occurred or if it can be duplicated elsewhere, Toughie's survival demonstrates that Hellbound's decrees and demons are not so unstoppable after all. While Toughie's decrees refutes the New Truth Society's assertions that heavenly creatures only punish sinners, the baby's survival jeopardizes the very doctrines that maintain the New Truth Society in power. This is why Min Hee-jin flees with Toughie. What is the core message of Netflix Hellbound? In some way, the true roots of Hellbound's supernatural happenings are unimportant. The true focus or message of Hellbound is how modern society reacts to these occurrences, which in Hellbound's universe means the emergence and predominance of dangerous cults driven by a blind belief in a central Masonic person. Hellbound, like Squid Game, examines how modern business and technology rip at the foundation of democratic society. Furthermore, Hellbound, like Frank Herbert's Dune, warns against humanity's proclivity to follow charismatic messiahs, as even the most well-intentioned leaders are bound to make questionable judgments that result in adverse outcomes for the majority. Hellbound is a story about the pearls of dogmatic ideas and how quickly such doctrines may spread in the age of social media, with supernatural fantasy as its hook. Well, that's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, make sure to watch our video, Is Hellbound the Next Squid Game? Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and smash that notification bell for more episodes like this.